Rampage Jackson may be facing a criminal mayhem in this case that we see. What's the penalty? Well, it's a felony. It's a felony. So Roger would become a felon.
Guys, we have a massive update on Rampage Jackson, and things are getting serious. Police are now investigating Rampage himself. Yes, you heard that right. Not only is his son, Rampage Jackson, facing major charges, but now Rampage could also be caught up in the mess and possibly arrested alongside him. This all started when news broke about Rampage Jackson's altercation with Psycho Stu. At first, everyone agreed that Raja was clearly in the wrong. Even Rampage himself criticized his own son, going as far as to disown him on camera.
I don't want you no more. I don't want you no more. So, I disowned you. I don't want you no more. I want another son. I want another son.
It shocked people to see a father publicly distance himself like that. But then everything changed. Just days ago, Rampage appeared on a show, and his tone was completely different. Suddenly, after allegedly spending thousands of dollars trying to buy out doctors, lawyers, and anyone who could sway the case, Rampage flipped the script. He went from condemning Raja to defending him, and now, he's painting Psycho Stu as the villain.
The police need to investigate that shit. Why it took his friend so long to get in that fucking ring. He should never even been there. This gonna be the last time I talk about this shit. This ain't the first time Psycho Stu done some shit like this backstage. Motherfucker be drinking all the goddamn time. And he plays that, pro wrestling saved me from this PTSD and stuff like nobody want to fire his ass. AJ Mana told me everything. This ain't the first time he done some drunken shit like this backstage. So they know his ass. And they ain't gonna snitch on him.
And this is where things get messy. Because Rampage isn't just defending his son out of love. Many believe he's doing it to protect his own career.
I'm gonna keep it 100. I feel bad about what happened to Psycho Stu. I don't condone what my son did at all.
If Raja goes down, Rampage's reputation takes a huge hit. On camera, Rampage accused Psycho Stu of being drunk backstage and causing problems long before Raja even laid a hand on him.
I don't owe them, none of them no loyalty. My loyalty to my son, and even though I don't fuck with my son right now, I'm still going to keep it 100 and be loyal. The police need to investigate that shit. How many times Psycho Stu attack somebody backstage and piss people off, being drunk and shit. Then you guys will figure out what took so long for them pro wrestlers to get in that fucking ring and pull my son off of them. Investigate that shit. Then y'all going to see who the real animals and who don't got the fucking frontal lobe and shit like that.
He said, "This ain't the first time Psycho Stu done some stuff like this. He's always drunk, always causing chaos." Rampage even claimed that Stu hit Raja over the head with a bottle before the match, and that's what set everything off. At first, Rampage admitted Raja was fully responsible, but once lawsuits and financial damages started getting thrown around, his story changed. Suddenly, it was all about Stu's supposed history of bad behavior.
On my son, and he hit him over the head with like a can or a beer can or a bottle or something. And my son didn't know it didn't know it was coming. Didn't know. They didn't tell my son. And he hit my son over the head. I guess he thought my son was a pro wrestler or something. And Roger didn't react, but Roger didn't fight though. He didn't do anything because I told Roger not to get punched, but still nigga hit my son over the head. And then he asked my son, "You ain't gonna sell it?" When you in pro wrestling, when you sell, it's like, cause that shit fake. MMA, we do real shit. And he said, "You ain't gonna sell it?" So when you don't sell, it make the other pro wrestler look bad, like he weak or something. But my son, he don't know nothing about that shit. This motherfucker that hit my son is stupid. So in order for me not to go to fucking jail, I gotta talk to his coach. Yeah, Roger wasn't aware. Roger didn't know what was fucking going on.
It looks like Rampage is trying to rewrite history to protect himself and his son. Worse, new claims suggest Rampage has been tampering with evidence, trying to buy people out, and possibly obstructing the investigation. And now law enforcement has taken notice. That's why Rampage Jackson himself is under investigation. Meanwhile, Raj's legal situation is looking grim. At first, people thought he might be facing an attempted murder charge. But legal experts, including Legal Mindset, explain that proving attempted murder requires showing intent, and that's very difficult to establish here.
Rampage Jackson may be facing a criminal mayhem in this case that we see involving Psycho Stu and the incident that happened during the wrestling match just last week.
Instead, the focus has shifted to a California law that many people didn't even know existed, mayhem. Under California Penal Code Section 203, mayhem is when someone unlawfully and maliciously disfigures another person, disables a body part, or causes permanent damage. It's more serious than assault or battery, and it carries much heavier penalties. And here's where Raja is in trouble. Psycho Stu sustained serious injuries, including a lacerated lip, which falls directly under this law. That means Raja could face 2, 4, or even 8 years in prison, along with a $10,000 fine. If prosecutors push for aggravated mayhem, it could even lead to a life sentence with parole.
It's mayhem that's under California Penal Code Section 203. And that reads, every person who unlawfully and maliciously deprives a human being of a member of his body, or disables, disfigures, or renders it useless, or cuts the tongue, or puts out an eye, or slits the ear, nose, or lip, is guilty of mayhem. And there's a crime of aggravated mayhem, which deals with intentional permanent disability or disfigurement. So this is something that is beyond just simple assault. It requires more, right? So a simple assault could be, or assault and battery could be, putting someone in fear and then, hitting them, right? But you could punch somebody, but that could really just be just a punch that really leaves nothing, no real serious damage, maybe a light bruise, maybe a small cut, but nothing really severe. It wouldn't raise to a higher level.
Now, most experts doubt it'll go that far, but the fact that it's even on the table shows how serious this case has become. Think about that. At minimum, Raja could be locked up for 2 years. At maximum, 8 years or more. And once you're convicted of mayhem, you're a felon for life. That's not just a slap on the wrist. Now, while Raja's future looks shaky, Rampage isn't safe either. Multiple outlets are reporting that police are looking into whether he tried to cover up his son's actions by tampering with evidence and paying people off. If those allegations stick, Rampage himself could be facing charges. That would mean not only is his son going to prison, but Rampage's own career, already shaky, could collapse completely.
He sustained a serious head injury. The lip is included here if it's slit, and we do have a laceration of lip. So right there on its face, we've got at least that lip part to fit that in there. What's the penalty? Well, it's a felony. It's a felony. So Raja would become a felon, and he could get 2, 4, or 8 years in prison behind bars, and a fine of up to $10,000. Now, aggravated, of course, is up to life in prison with possibility of parole. I don't think he would get life. Now, if you look at it on the lowest level, let's say he got 2 years for this, 2 years behind bars for this. And of course, this might be modified as a first-time offender. There might be some sort of mitigation there or mitigating theory there.
What makes this even worse is how public it's all been. Rampage went from disowning his son to defending him, from calling out his actions to blaming everyone else. That kind of flip-flop doesn't look good in the court of public opinion. Fans are already calling him out for hypocrisy, and now authorities are stepping in too. And let's not forget about Psycho Stu. He's still recovering at home from his injuries. Reports say he hasn't yet given full testimony to police, which is why official charges are still pending. But once he does, the legal process is going to move quickly. Stu could sue both Raja and Rampage, and that would only add more fuel to the fire. The wrestling school where this incident happened is also catching heat for not cooperating with law enforcement. Critics say they're trying to protect their own reputation instead of helping with the investigation. That kind of silence only makes things look worse for everyone involved. So here's where things stand. Raja Jackson is facing a felony mayhem charge, with a possible sentence of up to 8 years and a $10,000 fine. Rampage Jackson is being investigated for obstruction and tampering, and if charges are filed, he could be arrested too. Psycho Stu is recovering, but could still pursue both criminal and civil cases. And the wrestling community is in chaos, with fans demanding accountability. This isn't just about one fight. It's about a father's reputation, a son's future, and whether justice will actually be served. Rampage has built a career off being larger than life, but right now, his entire legacy could crumble under the weight of these accusations. So what do you guys think? Should Raja Jackson get the full 8 years? Should Rampage also be punished for allegedly trying to cover things up? Or do you think the police are pushing this too far? Let me know in the comments, because this story is only getting bigger, and I'll keep you updated as it unfolds.